Okay, so we have our scene pretty much finished now, and basically what we want to do is clean up the scene. So what we're going to do is select all of these layers here. We have around 30 layers, and I'm going to collapse them all just so that it makes it that little bit much more easy when we're doing the final lighting in the scene. I'm going to select all the layers all the way down to the color layer. I'm not going to include that just yet, and I'll show you why in a minute. So select these final two layers, and then basically all I'm going to do is leave the layer 1 here, and then group them together and collapse. You see what's going to happen now is we're going to have like a white halo around everything. This is because it removes the layer properties. All you need to do is go down to shadow map, and there it's back again. Okay. So now I'll be wanting to work with the color layer and these textures together, but if I group these two together now, I'll show you what will happen. We'll get the erasing information lost, as you can see here, and this is quite ugly, and obviously we don't want that. We want to have basically a perfect character with none of this ugliness around it. So I'm going to quickly undo that for now, and then hide my texture layer for a moment. And then with this color layer selected, I'm going to magically select it. So just got the layer 1 selected there. Select this area and also select all the negative spaces as well, as we will be erasing those out in a minute. Make sure you get all those little spots in there. Okay, that's about right. Okay, so now I've got this selection. I'm going to feather it a little. This means that when I erase out, I'm not going to get an ugly white halo around my character. If I left that on, you would get halos around here. Okay, so make my texture visible, and now I'm going to group these two layers together and then collapse them. And there's our ugly white boxes that we saw earlier. But now all we need to do, because we've got this selection, is grab our eraser and erase out. Okay, you see it missed a few little areas here and there. That's not too much of an issue, as we can quickly go in there and just with a standard eraser and erase those out. Okay, come in here with our eraser now and just get rid of those little bits it missed. The reason I'm collapsing all these layers together is because it makes it much more easy to control the lighting if they're all on one layer. Because I'm going to be using the preserve transparency a lot at this point, I want to be able to control the entire character rather than just one part at a time. It's a major time saver to do it this way if you clean up your scene before you go into the final section. You can see here some of my my details got lost a little from the feathering. This isn't too much of an issue, as we can quickly punch those in. If you want the level of control of controlling all these layers individually, by all means do it that way if you wish. I just find this is a much quicker way to do everything. Okay, making sure we're at full size so we can see what we're doing with these little details that we've lost. Quickly punching those in with the pencil tool. It's a very quick process just to get these details that we lost in. Also gives you an opportunity to review the character, any areas you want to add a little bit more detail before you go on to the final lighting stage. This is a good time to do it. I'm going to add a few extra little branches here, or whatever you would call them, tentacles, branches, reeds, just to give that character a bit more dynamic. Adding a few little details here and there. Okay, we're about there. Just check down by the legs here, make sure we haven't missed anything. Punch in a few more extra details. Okay. Yep, I think that's about done. Just checking over, this neck area looks a little bit strange at the moment, but I'll sort that out later. Okay, so let me show you what we've got here. We've got 4 layers at the moment. It appears this layer is a dead layer, so I'm going to kill that one off. And also my bottom layer here, my original template that we were using, I won't really be using that very much anymore. So there are some nice lighting information. There is some nice lighting information on it, but I won't really be needing it as I might be changing it. So I'm just going to drop my background layer onto that and then put everything visible. It's a good idea to clean up your scenes, like I was saying. Make everything much more manageable for yourself, and it definitely makes things easier once you go onto the final stage. Okay, so let's jump in there and go straight on to the lighting of the character.